Good morning. It is Tuesday, the 26th of January. It's nearly the end of January. What the fuck's going on there? Sorry if you've got any children in the background, but it's the end of January. Last year, good old, before Rona came to slide into our DMs, I felt like January went on for about 8 weeks. Right? This month, flown by. Do not know how that has happened. So, how are we? You are watching Kwak TV, because why watch Kwak TV? Remember, if you are watching this on replay, to put hashtag replay in the comments for me. Make sure you're also saying good morning. Oh, Chelsea White off the mat. Good morning, sweetheart. Just seen she is launching an awesome Valentine's Day product. It's a I owe you evening meal out, something like that kind of engraved voucher, so you can make it all personalized. Absolutely awesome. Genius. Love it. Facebook user, I don't know who you are, but good morning to you too. If you can't accept at the top, make sure you just pop your name in the comments and I know it's you. I have a feeling I might know who this is. But yes, good morning. 26th. I don't know what the fuck's going on there, but I'm loving it. And I hope you're all loving it too. Nearly the end of January, which means, have you got everything done you wanted to get done this month? It's a month down in 2021 already. Done. Gone. Whole shebang. Thank you very much, Chelsea. It's Mr. David Baum. Good morning, David. We had David on the show yesterday if people didn't get to watch. But yes, so before I bring today's guest on, which I can't wait for, we've just been having a real good old natter backstage, which is then I realised the time and I was like, oh shit, I need to actually start the show. So it was really, really good. So as you know, every morning on Kwak TV, I go through different days of the year, because every day of the year has a different event, giving you ideas for social media, this, that, and t'other. Really good. And I also go through a couple of Twitter hashtags. And then I sometimes throw in a bit of weird and wonderful news or some Google trends. But there was all boring as shit this morning. Didn't want to include them. Just did not want to include them. So, your day of the year today apparently is Australia Day. Yep, that is a thing. And I'm sure the person in the background in backstage can possibly mention about Australia at some point, and I don't know why, but I'm sure they could. So today is Australia Day. Are you thinking about them holidays yet? That's a clue to who's coming on. It is also Peanut Brittle Day. It's a Peanut Brittle Day. Yep, that is a thing. It is Spouses Day, showing appreciation for different spouses. And remember, it is still Veganuary, and it is still Hobby Month. Mr. Dominic Fenton, the Activity Connector, with his Facebook group, The Power of a Hobby. Make sure you join that, because it is Hobby Month. So what hobby do you have? Can you share it in there? Do other people share the same thing? Is it wacky? Is it different? Power of a Hobby. Make sure you join that Facebook group. It is awesome. Oh, Chelsea, Australia Day. Didn't realise it was massive. There we go. Apparently it's massive. Did not know that. So I'm not gonna hover around today. I'm not gonna witter on forever. I'm gonna bring my guest on very, very shortly. But before I do that, how is the rest of your year looking? Because me and this person were just talking about our diaries, about how empty they've ended up becoming. You know, like where you've had not just holidays, but you've had something planned and you've gone, can't do that now. Can't do that now. Can't do that now. But what this person hopefully is going to help us maybe talk about and look forward to is possibly later in the year or something along them lines. And if we don't talk about that, because like remember, Kwak TV, we talk about whatever. They can definitely help you look further into the year. So with no further ado, good morning, Linda.
Good morning, Callum. Good morning, everyone. Lovely to see you
today, my love?
I'm fine. I was up bright and breezy. I set my alarm so I could be up. I don't know about everybody else. My routine's gone to Kwak. So it's gone from, say, drop there already. So up bright and early. I normally have a very regular routine. Australia Day, as you said, we've got friends in Australia, so we shall chat to them later on. I'm just going to put myself in the middle of the street. No, I am. And they'll be out celebrating. Queensland, we've got friends in Queensland. They'll be out on the Gold Coast, out in their boat. They'll be on the beach, but they normally get up really early. So they'll go to the beach about 6 o'clock, do some surfing, and they're back by 8 for breakfast.
Love it. So before we end up getting diving, because I know me and you could probably talk forever. Linda, who are you and what do you do?
I'm Linda Reynolds. I'm a personal travel agent. I've been a personal travel agent for 32 years and I help people create precious memories, holiday memories. I do weddings, I do group holidays, but at the moment I help busy business people like yourself book their holidays and have something to look forward to.
Love it. And Chelsea's saying good morning, Linda, as well.
Morning, Chelsea. Thank you for coming on this morning. That's lovely to see you there.
But yeah, so holidays. The word people at the moment fear hearing over COVID. don't they? They're like, oh, holidays, fuck's sake, can't look forward to them again. We can, Linda, can't we? We can look forward to holidays.
We can. I've been on calls. I've been talking to all sorts of travel professionals. You can look for it. We're finally getting some sort of routine in place, and the government are getting. I know I shouldn't mention that word.
Sorry, don't worry,
it's okay. They're getting things together. So we're looking at 2021, summer at the moment for people. 2022, there's nothing like wishing your life away. So many people have missed celebrations, whether it's the 21st, anniversaries, weddings. I've travel industry people, we've just been moving it on. People have been saying, yeah, can we move it? Yeah, we'll move it to next year. The airlines have been moving it, the hoteliers. So it's not all doom and gloom out there. That's what I would say. At the moment, you can't travel. It's no essential travel unless you're traveling for business. But it is what it is. What we do now, if we stick to it, it'll open up the whole summer for us to have a wonderful time.
Obviously, it's absolutely great. So I know I tell everyone before coming on the show, we try and not talk about COVID as much as we can. But when it comes to holidays, we've got to. And the reason why, and when you told me you want to come on this, I was so happy. Because the one thing, whether people go on British holidays or holidays abroad, it's a break for every. You get some people that go, God, I've not been on holiday in 5 years. Fair enough. But you will do something that breaks up your pattern or something along them sorts. And because people haven't been able to do it, no one's had that break. But don't worry. Yes, COVID's done whatever. Good old Rona's doing whatever. Holidays are coming back. And you've got people like Linda Reynolds who can help you do it, whether it's British or abroad. Can't you, Linda?
Definitely. And we've all found out what's on our own doorstep at the minute as well. So even when we couldn't go abroad, did you start exploring around your area? Because I found things I didn't know existed, whether it be going on a walk or local businesses that were putting events on, even down to the point we did like a mini festival for our anniversary in our garden in July. So it was, we put a tent up, we put some flags up, you know, we got the table out, we dressed in our wellies and a shorts and a t-shirt, and we had a night out camping and looking up at the stars. So that was like our mini festival for our anniversary. So there are alternative things you can do. And we weren't travelling miles. I mean, we went up the road to Studley Castle with my dad, which is based in Stratford. Fantastic time. Find things on your doorstep. The tiers especially, if that's restricting you where you can travel, have a look what's on your doorstep. Support your local tourism. I live in Rugby. Rugby is the home of rugby football. We've got rugby school there. We've got the rugby museum there. I'm a great advocate of supporting the local towns. Are you in Hull, are you, Callum?
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
There's probably 10 things you can tell me about Hull where people go, oh, Hull, you know, but you must be a great advocate for Hull.
I'm a massive advocate for Hull. I massively am. And a lot of people, until they hear me possibly talk or anything like that, don't realise how embedded my family is into Hull. My great cousin is Dean Windus, who scored a goal for Hull City at Wembley. My granddad used to work on a boat that's now a museum from the fishing trawlers era. His name's in a logbook on the ship. I know loads of history about Hull, and people go, really? I'm like, yeah. And when I used to work in restaurants and bars, and when we were City of Culture, we used to get a lot of people that came, obviously, because we were City of Culture. And when I was serving them, they'd be like, oh, where would I recommend to go from here then? We've never been to Hull before. We know there's this event on. We know there's that event on. And I go, all right, well, if you go this way and go that way and go this way, that's the oldest pub in Hull. There's this, there's that, there's this, there's that. And there's a bit of history about that building. If you look at this, there's the Europe's smallest window here. And I'm like, wow, okay, right.
You're a brilliant advocate for Hull. And that's what I'm saying. Talk to local people when you go, to whether it's in the UK or abroad. Me and my hubby, when we go abroad, we love talking to the people who are like serving us our meal, or like you say, in a bar, or even in the street. You know, we'll say to a local person, well, where would you go for a meal? You know, they're not going to say the posh fancy place that's in the guidebook. They're going to tell you about their mate down the road who's got a little shack and does fish and chips, or does conch and chops it up with real hot Susie sauce and things like that. You know, so it's finding out people. People will connect you to wherever you go on holiday. That's what I would say. Find those people out. And that's even in your own town. Go out and find your Callum in your local town.
And do you know what? Touching on, I believe this is David Baum, touching on what David said, Hull at one time had their very own telephone exchange. Did you know that in Hull, you can only get one network provider?
Nope.
Yeah, on your landline or your internet, you can only get one network provider, and our telephone boxes are white. We do not have red telephone boxes. We have
That's
white
one of them
telephone
trivia quizzes, isn't it? I'm going to remember that. I'm going to put that in a trivia quiz the next time I do.
honestly,
Where have they got
Hull,
white telephone boxes?
Hull has white telephone boxes because we only have one network provider for landlines in the whole of the city.
I didn't know that. Well, I'm learning. I
There you
like
go.
learning.
So it's an interesting place. We're the only place to have two rugby teams that are in a certain league of some sort. Yeah. But anyway, but we digress. But no, so Linda, I ask everyone for a topic of conversation for the show. What is your topic? Have we already dived into it? What was your topic of conversation for today?
Well, I was going to sort of answer any questions. If people had any questions about travel at the moment, if you're a bit confused, by all means, pop them down below and I'll try and answer them. Or you can direct message me afterwards.
I'm going to pick your brains. Tell you what. So, what places, after this, for people that have been dying for a holiday, and I know there's loads of places you can go. Just let me show this. Good morning, Mr. Fenton. And I know I've already missed another one. Sorry, 1 second. And good morning, Mr. Rob Leet as well. Where would you recommend for people that are dying for a holiday at the moment, when they can go on them again? Where would you say they can go where they can make the most of it, such as everything, walking around, activities, relaxation, not massively killing a budget, because fair enough, people still have budgets. People have been doing the houses up, done the gardens up, maybe built a bar in the garage. We've all been doing a bit of whatever. Is there one place you would recommend everyone to go when this is gone?
I would say go down to the southwest of the coast, whole southwest. So down there, as you go past Bristol, you've got little seaside towns. So you've got Clevedon, you've got Burnham-on-Sea, you've got all your old traditional Weston-super-Mare. I would go down and visit those and have a look. We all travel abroad and know different places, but we never actually explore the UK, and that's what I would encourage people to do. Wales, some beautiful areas in North Wales, Anglesey. My personal favourite, used to be taken down to Southsea and Bournemouth by my dad and mum when I was little. So down Southsea and Bournemouth, you've got the whole naval connection. History, if you like history, go and have a look at the naval history down in Portsmouth, Nelson, all that type of thing. If you like surfing, go down to St Agnes. There's some little towns, St Agnes and those. You've got Perranporth, all those areas. I know everybody's dashing down to them because they've just got beautiful beaches. You can try great food in Padstow. You've got Rick Stein's restaurants. I did go there in the summer and it was like this. And I did put a mask on because I was like, wow, there's so many people. But they were doing the dine out thing and we had some dining and we went across to Rock, get the boat across to Rock. And that's a bit like Chelsea on Sea. That's a bit posh there. They're a bit posh.
You know what? In fact, you touched on something there. Me and my partner in September, when we was allowed to travel places, we were allowed to go over places. And I said to him, right, we've got 2 weeks booked off. Let's go away for a week, 2 weeks if we can. And I went, let's look at Cornwall and Devon. Do you know in the whole of Cornwall and Devon, we could only five hotels that could fit us, and one of them was an Airbnb. And because of COVID, we had to book the full thing. For that full week, we only ended up booking it a week. It would have cost us £2,193 and a bit of change. And I was like,
it's not cheap. It's not cheap.
I was like, Christ. And I wasn't expecting it to be cheap, but I was like, obviously, everyone's flocked down there. We ended up going to London, because I love London. London's my second home. We ended up going to London, getting a hotel in Covent Garden for a week, 250 quid, full week, 250 quid hotel. And then we ended up going, but this is kind of what you're saying. We ended up, I dined at the Shard before I went for my 21st birthday. My mum took me. But I know they have a rooftop bar. We booked tickets to go to the rooftop bar where it was like £89 each. But you got an hour's free bar out there where you could have anything, glasses of champagne, the cocktails.
Wow.
We made, £89 a ticket for the gold one. You skip the queue, you just show them to go, oh, you're a platinum, got a platinum ticket. Don't worry about the queue, come straight up. You get your own elevator up. You get we had a Charlie and the Chocolate Factory themed afternoon tea with snozzberry jam and stuff like that. Like, why have I not done it? I go to London normally once, twice a month. Once, twice a month I normally go. Yeah. How have I not tried these things? How have I not done them? And it's exactly what you're saying. Try new things in the UK. There's so much that we offer.
And there's different, like you can go down to, if you go down to Kingston, so I go to London a lot. My daughter used to be based in London and she moved to Kingston and Surbiton. And she runs a bar there called Woody's. And Woody's, think outside the box, so they do these gourmet hot dogs. There are other bars available. But if you're down in Kingston, go to Woodley's. They're based on the Thames, and we hired a boat. We went down to see it, and you can hire a little boat. It only sort of puts along at 4 miles an hour, but we went all the way down to Hampton Court and back. They once again were doing the dine out. You've got every sort of restaurant. We dined Lebanese one night. You've got the town centre. It's a very historic Tudor town centre in Kingston. But go and look for little areas, and you don't have to go to the dearest ones. Look at your Premier Inns. You know, some of these places I don't even book. I don't have access to. But like you say, look at your Airbnbs. Look at your Premier Inns. Look for the deals that are out there. And if you're struggling, here I am.
Yeah, go to Linda. No, that way. Go to Linda. You know what? At the same time, do you know the one thing I love? So this is where people can kind of learn something about me. I'm real fucking boring, right? I'm real boring. What I love, I know, what I love is National Trust sites. Absolutely love them. In particular, the gift shop, but I won't aim it at the gift shop, right?
Have you got bookmarkers? A lot of bookmarks in your house.
Oh, no. Right. I tell you what, we will talk about gift shops. For me, I have spent Tower of London gift shop. One of my favourite attractions in London is Tower of London. I spent £120 in that gift shop. £120.
What did you buy?
A lot of stuff.
A lot of
stuff. I got a random crappy crown thing that's underneath my bedside table, shoved away somewhere. I got a book that I've never read. It's still got the cellophane on it. It's going to be a coffee table book when I get my own house. But no, and I love them, especially in National Trust, because depending where you go, the products in the shop are from the local area, and that's why I love them. Because depending where you go, and I'll drive, you know, well, I don't drive. Me and my partner, or me and my mum. Me and my mum love National Trust sites, and we have a couple of friends that live in Warwickshire, and they'll drive up, and when they come up, we'll go to National Trust sites, and I absolutely love them. Absolutely love them. And I think what I would say to people, and when I was, you know, when we were just saying about what would you recommend, buy a National Trust badge. Drive out, go to somewhere new, look at the National Trust sites. They don't have to be boring. There's so many different kinds of National Trust sites in particular. And then you've also got English heritage. A lot of people forget about that. English heritage sites.
You've got Visit Britain. If you're looking for all this information, you can go on visitbritain.com and it will give you it. We're oldies, really, aren't we? I've got a National Trust membership as well, but you can use the parking. They're not all country houses in the middle of nowhere, but you can use the parking with them. They normally do a nice cream tea as well.
Oh yeah, they do.
I've been to some really, real nice food there, and you get to see how we used to live.
That's why I love it. Do you know what? When I go, I don't read the plaques. If I'm really honest, unless something catches my eye, I don't read the plaques, because for me, I more like to use my imagination when I go there, and I imagine what it was like living there at that time. But one of the best ones that I've loved, and me and my partner went back to in last year once again, we could go out again. We ended up going to Harrogate for a weekend, and we went to Brimham Rocks in the Dales, just outside the Dales, Brimham Rocks, and it's natural rocks that have formed. You can climb on them and everything like that. The cafe was shut, which was fair enough. There's no gift shop, but that is one of the great ideas of like the outdoor ones that you can go to. And all you pay for is the parking there. That's all you pay for. It's completely free to go on this one because it's a natural thing there. It's not a house. It's nothing. It doesn't really need looking after other than the odd bit of grass getting cut. It's absolutely beautiful. And that's just outside the Dales.
No, I've not been to the Dales. Now I feel embarrassed, right? So I've been all over the world, and there's certain places I've not been to. I'm sort of like, I didn't know where Bath was for years. I thought Bath was where York was, and York was Bath was. That's how bad I was. It's like, this is embarrassing. I need to get me and my husband say we can sit on a sofa until we're 70, and then we would explore the UK. Now that's been reversed now. We're now sort of saying, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? So we're going to do a seaside tour. We're going to go along the southern coast and do a seaside tour. I've never been to Eastbourne, Hastings, all those places, and see the traditional seaside places.
Chelsea's saying come to Brighton. But at the same time, I've done Eastbourne or Eastbourne. I've done it. And it's normally where people say, oh, it's where old people go to die on the south coast, right? They do. I loved it. I absolutely loved Eastbourne. But it's I do the Dales. The Dales is very similar, but bear with me, to Wales in the form of travel. Something might only technically be 3 miles away, but the route you've got to take to get to it, it's going to be a bit of a drive. So I'd say book 5 days out to anyone watching, book 5 days out when you can and do the Dales. There are some beautiful villages there, walking, activities. you can go to Wensleydale, where Wensleydale's cheese is made. You can go around the factory. I'm a very proud Yorkshire lad, right? But this is how my mum won't mind me saying this. When my mum was bringing us up, she was a single mum, 4 kids, and the one thing my mum could afford when it was even cheaper was petrol. It's the one thing she could afford. So the one thing she used to do for us on our days out at 10:30, things like that, in particular with me myself, because I found it interesting over my siblings, we used to go driving to the Dales, and we used to go to all these villages and all these other little places. And that's why I've fallen in love with it, because I fell in love with them. Absolutely. And I hope that if you go to these places, raid the charity shops. I promise you, raid the charity shops.
I've got a really posh jumper down from Padstow. We went and I didn't have it, and I was like, where can I get a cheap jumper? I don't want to pay 50 quid for something with Padstow written across it or whatever. And I went in a charity shop there and got a cheap jumper, so I could advocate that doing that for sure. But yeah, explore the UK if you can't get abroad. If you're worried about going abroad, always check the government website first. If you want to know what's going on, you cannot go anywhere at the minute, but it doesn't mean you can't book it. So I would say book it, put it in your diary. Like we were just saying earlier, you're looking at your diary thinking, what the hell's going on here? What are we going to do? I would definitely put it in the diary. Have a look at these places we've spoken about today. So your Harrogates, your York, all those cities, easy to get to. Even if you don't drive, Hull, go to Hull. They've got white telephone boxes. I've learned something new. Trains, that's another thing. You can get good train tickets. So you can get train tickets that will allow the whole family to travel at reduced cost. You can get partner tickets. So you don't have to have a senior rail card. You can just have a partner ticket. We use that to go and see my daughter all the while. We get 30% off. But also within the rail tickets, you will get the away day tickets, will allow you to do, like the towers and everything in London, access all those places. Have an explore, and you can do a guide. There's a guide, free places. Google free places to visit when you visit somewhere. You don't have to spend a fortune. I'm aware during these times people are sort of on furlough or don't have huge savings, or they've spent their savings or whatever, but you can still go out. It'll do your mental health the power of good, even going out for a day. Every month we would always go somewhere for a day, or we'd go away on holiday, and I'm here to advocate it. Go and explore your local area first. Go and check out Hull. Go and see Callum. If you're in Rugby, come to Rugby. We've got the Rugby Football Museum. We've got Warwick Castle within 15 miles of it. So we've got Stratford. You can go and see the butterfly farm there. There's so much on your local doorstep. That's what I would say to people.
Fantastic. Well, Linda, do you know what? No offense to my other guests that have been on, but I'm going to invite you back for a part 2, because I think holidays at the minute is the one kind of glimmer of hope that everyone kind of needs to be reminded about and knows that. So do you fancy coming back for a part 2?
Love to come back. I'm going to bring the sunshine back to you. That's what I'm going to do.
That's what we like. That's what we like. Right, Linda, I'm going to kick you off. Thank you so much for coming on today, and we will get you back for that part 2. So watch this space, people, because Linda is coming back.
Lovely. Thanks for having me, Callum. Bye.
Bye. Oh, I love that woman. I love that woman. And also, Becky's saying definitely go to Wensleydale. So make sure you go to Wensleydale. It is a beautiful place. So that's been Kwak TV, because why watch Kwak TV? You can watch Kwak TV. Make sure you tune in tomorrow at 9:30. And remember, you can watch this on my Facebook page, my Facebook group, The Duck Pond, which is just up here, and also on my YouTube channel. And I'll speak to you all later. So have a quacking day, have a quacking week, and I'll see you tomorrow at 9:30. Cheers.